Hey guys, we are on week 3 of our LinkedIn challenge now. I know some of y'all need to get caught up, but I want to give you a little extra challenge if you haven't gotten there yet. Um, to recap, our first week's challenge was to update your LinkedIn profile with some important information using the workbook that I uploaded on the first week. That includes updating your headline, your photo, your information about your current work and your past work, all to make your LinkedIn page like a landing page for your business. This is what helps us not need to actually create a business website for a very long time because LinkedIn can serve as that function. Our second week, I suggested that everybody connect with each other so that you can begin sharing and liking each other's posts. Don't think that this happened too much, but I'd also encourage you to post your LinkedIn profile so that you can get a little feedback if you've just started making some changes. Our week 3 challenge is about content. Now, there is a lot of AI generated content on LinkedIn these days, and I think it has become quite obvious when content is not AI generated. And because of that, I'm actually going to encourage you to spend a little bit of time writing actual LinkedIn content. Now, maybe over time, once you've fed in a bunch of messages they've written, you can train Gemini or ChatGPT or something to help you write content faster. But at the beginning, I think it's very important that you develop your voice because ultimately what we want are people to see you on LinkedIn, get to know your expertise, get to know what it would be like to work with you, and help them see that you understand their challenges. So as we're developing content, those are the things that I want you to keep in mind. Now, there are a number of different things that you can post as content on LinkedIn, and I encourage you to try out a number of different things. So early on, a lot of people are most comfortable commenting on other people's posts or resharing and commenting on somebody else's content. That's perfectly fine. If you're going from 0 LinkedIn content posting to that, that's a big step up. So do it. That can be all you do. Now, if you want to look into how to post your LinkedIn content, I think that there are a few things that you can keep in mind. So generally speaking, the first couple of lines on a LinkedIn post are the ones that help people really see what you're all about and encourage people to click the expand more to read the rest of your post. So we want those first couple of lines to be a little bit catchy. Often saying something like, I can't believe X happened, or what people often do in this situation is X, and what do you think that they really should be doing? Why? Something that will make people want to read more. The body of a LinkedIn message is a great way to convey information that you feel comfortable giving away freely. And I often say that this is most important to think about what problems your clients are facing. So when I was starting out in proposal development primarily, my clients were primarily business development professionals. They were overstretched, to say the least, often trying to do too much with too few resources. And the more I could speak authentically on LinkedIn about how to navigate that situation, the more people saw me as a credible resource for them to work with on the things that I did do, on helping them write better proposals and manage proposals more effectively. So the content that you post on LinkedIn doesn't necessarily have to be about the services that you offer. It needs to be about the problems that your clients are experiencing. So for example, I could write something about how responding to every potential solicitation out there is not a very strategic approach. It leads to burnout, it leads to exhaustion, and instead what I need people to do is to create stronger go, no-go decision-making processes. Now, this bridges nicely between a problem that they have and a solution that I can offer. And it gives me the opportunity to offer a very clear call to action. A call to action is sometimes feels a little bit complicated, but it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is tell people what you want them to do next. This could be send me a DM if you want to learn more about how you can strengthen your go no go process. It could be send me an email if you'd like to set up a 1-hour consult on how to improve your go no go process or get feedback on your go no go process. It could be go to this site and download my free quick facts on go no go decisions. It could be drop a comment that explains one criteria that has made your go no go process better. Something specific and actionable that is easy for people to do. And that's one of the final lines in your LinkedIn post. These don't have to be super long. They don't have to be super detailed. I believe the maximum number of, the maximum word count for a LinkedIn post is like 2,500 characters or something like that. But you just want to write enough so it connects with people and it sounds like you. Now, a lot of people will talk about whether or not it makes sense to also include video content or photos on LinkedIn. I think they certainly do well. But to me, the most important part is showing up authentically the way that you want to show up. So if it's easier for you to pop on your phone and do a little talking head post like this and say, hey, I have seen a lot of people struggling with go no go decisions. Let's talk about that for a second. And post that, do that. If you feel more comfortable resharing somebody else's post and adding a couple sentences of your own thoughts and say, this is why I really think it's important that people talk about go no go processes, then do that. The most important thing is to show up. So this week, that's your challenge. Simply show up on LinkedIn. In reality, that usually looks like posting, I'd say 2 to 3 times during the week on weekdays. LinkedIn gets by far the most traffic on weekdays. So usually my strategy is to post Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes I miss one of those days. That's okay. And to have kind of a consistent message or a couple different messages. So this week, show up, whatever that looks like, and try and get yourself out there a little bit. You can do this. I know you can, because we've all been on LinkedIn a lot this past year. So let's just do it a little more strategically.